Hey YouTube, this is Sean with Griffin RC Planes. I hope everybody is going to have a good weekend. I hope you guys get to do a little flying. We're in the middle of this freak snowstorm. About 12 hours ago today, at noon, it's near midnight Friday night now, it was 65 degrees and sunny. Now it's like 26 and we've got like 5 inches of snow outside. I'll give you guys a little clip of it here before this video is over. But I just put out a couple quick videos about I just rebuilt this brushless motor for my extra. This is the rehab project that I've probably got I don't know how many thousands of flights on it over 2 years straight, and it had just seen its time. I mean, after so many takeoff and landings, just everything just got weak. I had a big crack in the fuselage. It was nearly broken too, and I've repaired it and painted it, and now I'm going to put some landing gear on it. And this is actually landing gear you guys can buy. This is for the Tower Hobbies Edge 540 ARF RC airplane. I think these are about $5, and they come with a couple holes in them that I'm not going to use. But on the extra 300 here, there's this plastic retainer that when you put the landing gear down in the bottom of the fuselage here, this is like a lid, and you would put it on and run 4 screws down, and that's what holds the landing gear into the fuselage. Well, we're just going to use it as a pattern to drill 4 holes into this and then mount it right where it needs to be. So let's get to drilling some holes. Before we start drilling some holes, I'm going to show you guys the gear I had on there before. The same concept. I drilled 4 holes and mounted them right in place of where the wire gear went. The wire gear that comes on this plane works fantastic. It works just like it should once you're used to flying it. If you're somewhat new and you're having a couple hard landings, that wire gear will bend open on you and you'll have to bend it back, and I did that so many times that finally I came up with this idea. Oop. And the reason I'm not going to use these again is because these here that I came across are taller, and that'll give you more clearance for the prop. The way when this was on the plane, I can't remember exactly, but the prop was pretty close to hitting the ground, and this will give it some more clearance. So let's get going with the build.
All right there, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a pretty straightforward job. I've got this tub here just to hold these up. But on the E-Flite Extra 300, the landing gear is made out of wire, and it is bent in a way where it recesses into the fuselage. And then this plastic piece here is a cap that goes over the fuselage to hold the wire down in there. And then 4 screws hold this cap in. This landing gear here, I've already lined it up, and these holes straddle the groove in the fuselage that the wire goes down in. So now I just need to center these 4 holes around these 2. So I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm going to use the holes to see the plastic and kind of get it centered up a little bit, and then make a few marks. Making some marks here, or maybe I can, if I can get this wet enough, maybe it'll make some marks on the landing gear here. Might have to get this really wet. See what I mean? It kind of made a few marks there, so that gave me an idea about where we need to start. If I get one where I want it, then I can put a bolt through it and kind of center it, you know. But you can see that the holes we need to drill are just to the outside of those holes there, and then just above it and just below it. So it's almost like right there and right there. I think I'm going to drill one and then put a bolt through it and then line the other ones up. All right. Hopefully, excuse me, hopefully this thing stays there. Go slow and let it get a bite there because I didn't center punch it. These are pretty good sharp bits though. I don't want to go too deep and go through my can of plaster here. Almost going through it. I'm going slow so when it does punch through, it's not going to go through my tub here. And it went through my lid. No? Yep. Well, I mean, we knew that was coming, right? We knew that was coming. Oh well, that stuff's probably 15 years old. Let's see what it looks like. Ugh. Well, doesn't look that bad. So we'll just put a little tape over that that thing and good as new. So I got a screw here. So now we've got one with a screw in it. So now all we got to do is get it level, and we can eyeball that too. You know, these holes don't have to be perfect because I mean you're screwing it into foam for crying out loud, and there'll be a little play you can, you know, tweak it a little bit before you tighten them up if the alignment's that far off. I like it. All right. I'm gonna get this little vise out. Hang on. Well, let's see how this little vise works for us. I had to reposition it a little bit, so I gotta, well, you'll see. Running that screw through was a good idea and a bad idea, but you can see it's on an angle, so that created my template to be wrong. But I caught it in time before I went any deeper than that. Alright guys, the holes are basically, you just need to get in there. I've had to make them all a little edge shaped, and that's kind of how it was on the first attempt, so no big deal. They're not pretty. Okay, all four holes are drilled. They're not the prettiest, but you know what? The washer hides it. Now you got a little bit of side to side play to get your alignment right. So, and you're tightening it up, and it's going to kind of squish down into the foam, so it'll hold it there. the holes in the gear I had before, they were kind of an egg shape too, so it'll be okay. You know, 50 feet up in the air, you can't tell at all. The next thing is that we're going to do in another video is the holes for the axles. This current setup I had, the bolts are smaller. So I either got to come up with bigger bolts, and then I got to take the CG into consideration, or figure out some kind of grommet or bushing to go in there to take up the difference. We'll come up with something. Well, what do you guys think? Not bad for a Schaunemann work. Real quick, here's that hole I was talking about, and we'll do that next time. But here's the setup with this wheel here is well, it was a Aero Scout wheel, I think, at one time. I've gone through so many of these foam wheels. They don't last long. You know, it sucks that I got to fly off of asphalt all the time. You know, darn it, just eats these tires up.
Well, you guys have seen the build. I haven't. I'm going to go ahead and do the closing right now. Hey guys, I can't say thank you enough for subscribing and liking and leaving comments. We're pretty close to 100, and I'm really looking forward to that. If you're new to this channel and any of these videos have helped you or given you just a little bit of entertainment, please subscribe and click that like button. That helps out the YouTube algorithm, and that's just how the whole thing operates, and it really means a lot to me. There's thousands of you guys watching my videos every couple weeks, and I don't see why we can't get to 1,000 pretty fast so I can give this jet to one of you. That's right, I'm going to give this jet away once I hit 1,000 subscribers, and it shouldn't take all that long. It really shouldn't. So hey, once again, subscribe, click like, share it with your friends, and until next time, you'll see me here.